Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Mark Isaac Potter Presents. Today we have the delightful adventure of visiting with a young lady from Hawaii, whose name I have to admit I have butchered 7 or 8 thousand times so far, but she says it rhymes with let's go. So if I mess it up, you guys can call me and say, hey, dude, be more respectful. Etsuko Morito. It's Morita. Etsuko Morita Fields is a realtor in Oahu, and I always get the islands mixed up. One of them is the Big Island because it's bigger than the others. I think that's Hawaii. But then I always think, well, if that's Hawaii, Honolulu must be on Hawaii, but it's not. It's on Oahu, right?
That's correct.
See, it's only taken me 57,000 years to remember that. Jeez. I grew up with Abraham Lincoln's father, so.
Oh, wow.
All right, folks. And I always do a little bit of research on the guest, and I liked something that it said on the web about you, which is you're improving relations between Japan and the United States through real estate.
Mhm.
Would you consider that a fair statement or not?
I'm working on it every single day, Mark.
Okay, good. Because I love Japan. I'm a student of Zen Buddhism, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, Soto, and other types.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit. We're going to do two shows today, folks, because I'm a TV addict. I have to get my fix. Tell us a little bit about yourself as a person. Where did you grow up? What kind of childhood did you have? Your education. And then a little bit later in that answer, tell us what brought you to real estate. Those 4 or 5 things are embedded in question one. So take it away.
All right. Thank you, Mark.
You're
So I'm
welcome.
from Tokyo, Japan. So I'm 100% Japanese, born and raised.
Okay.
I come from a family. My father used to sell cars. He used to work for Isuzu. And I grew up watching him, the way that he treats his customers, and it has been very interesting. He was always working. My mom used to complain, but you know, uh, he built one step by one step. He built really great relationships, strong bond, to the point that his clients would just bring more clients for him, and he was very successful in his car sales until he retired. He was he did give me a lot of influence over that about building relationship with others. And
Okay.
I came to the United States as soon as I graduated from high school, studied at a college, and halfway through it, my parents back then, the yen was very weak. And
Mm.
my parents
What
asked
year
me to
would that?
come back.
Well, don't tell us. I now I'm asking your age. Sure, you can slap me through the TV if you want.
Oh, this was back in the 80s, actually.
Okay.
Yes. So, and I went back trying to just save some money to come back to the United States. And meanwhile, I got recruited to work on the US Navy base in Japan, where
Okay.
I ended up teaching about Japanese culture, language, customs, and even taught about the culture shock, general
Yeah.
idea of culture shock.
Yeah.
Mhm. And
Yeah.
so I really enjoyed it. Over the years. I ended up teaching well over 16,000 people, which I'm still in
Okay.
touch with some of them through thanks to social media. I still get in touch with some of those people, which ended up being my lifelong friends now,
Right.
so many years. And I ended up running into my husband, who was a Navy officer, and we got married, and that ended up bringing me back to the United States.
Okay.
And yes, so I came to, first we went to Maryland, and then when we came to Hawaii,
Okay.
I came kicking and screaming because we thought that we were going to just visit Japan. I like Hawaii. I mean, I do know, but I thought this was more of a vacation spot than anything else. This is not, to me, my idea of a place to live initially. Of
Mhm,
course, the only thing I knew was Waikiki, which is a wonderful place, but it can be very expensive and everything seems so small.
mhm,
Um, but we came over here, and on day three, we fell in love with this beautiful island, and visiting and living
mhm.
here is an entirely different story. And we decided
Okay.
quickly that we wanted to make this home. And we were very fortunate with the US Navy. We ended up staying here. My husband has a very special skills that really the Navy wanted to keep him here for a really long time.
Right.
So a couple of years
Okay.
ago, he retired after 31 years. And now he,
Jeez. And thank him for us for his service, would you please?
I will. I will. Thank you.
I
And
would
he still
appreciate
really
it.
enjoys what he does. So much to the point that he does the same job wearing aloha shirt and
Okay. I believe
working
it.
for the US government. Yes. So, and meanwhile, when we came back, we were in and out just a little bit, the beginning of 2000s. And when we came back in 2005, we decided that we wanted to purchase a home. At the time, one of my husband's colleague had a top producer of a cold war banker here locally, which at the
Okay.
time I had no idea, but we purchased a home from her. And with her exceptional um, customer service, she treated us definitely as a part of the family. She really listened to what we wanted. For the longest time after we got married, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do because I had such a very different, special job, very rewarding,
Okay.
but not something that you can do anywhere, right?
Right.
So I was always wondering, what can I do? What can I do as a business? And when I came across my mentor, Holly Turl, I just decided that I wanted to be Holly Turl when I grow up as a realtor and assist each and every family who wants to purchase a property here in Hawaii, the same way that
Okay.
she, and that was back 20 years ago. So,
Okay. Very
yes,
beautiful. No, that's beautiful.
thank
And
you.
what would you say about your clientele? Like, are they mainlanders who come over? Are they people who have lived on the islands, but their parents had a home, so now they're buying a home, or who is it?
I have varieties of clients actually. Primarily, it started out with military because of my
Okay, because
background
that's
and
your
my husband's
contact
background.
space.
That's correct. And then
Yeah.
it started from there, but now I serve pretty much everyone. For the longest time, I was actually primarily military people, local people, some from the
Hmm.
mainland, but that was it. And when I moved over to Berkshire Hathaway, our mentor and also once again our founder of Berkshire Hathaway here in Hawaii, Tracy Bradley, told me, "You're from Japan. You speak the language. You understand the culture. Why are you not assisting the Japanese clientele?" So I said, "Yes,
Oh
ma'am."
well.
I actually started reaching out. I've been building a lot of clientele in Japan. I do work with a lot of Japanese companies who that I work with. I send them some clients. They send me some clients sometimes. So we work to.
Right.
Matter of fact, some of them are actually coming in next week. So I'm really looking
So, do
forward.
a lot of Japanese companies send people over here for one reason or another, temporarily or otherwise? I mean,
Well, for the in the mainland, that seems to be the case, but here in Hawaii, there are not as many Japanese businesses actually coming over here to stay, to the point
okay,
that they actually look to purchase a property. More of my clients are
right.
investors.
Okay,
Some
I,
of
I
them,
don't doubt that. Yeah.
yeah, some of them
Okay.
wanted to stay over here. So every once in
Okay.
a while, I do have those people, and they end up starting business here. But most cases, most of my Japanese clients are investors.
Okay. Now, you talked a lot so far about home buyers. Do
Yes.
you have a lot of home sellers? And if so, are they going to the mainland? Are they going back to Japan? Are they moving up within Hawaii? What's happening with them?
So with my military clients, most of them do end up selling here and then moving on to the next duty station.
Right,
The locals, a lot of them end up purchasing and upgrading. They start from a very small home, maybe a condo with one or two bedrooms, and then into a single
right,
family home. I have several of those clients, of course, here. And
right.
yeah, the international clients, some of them would sell it and then purchase another one, and some of them just end up leaving the country completely.
Okay. All right. It's an interesting
Mhm.
juxtaposition of people that live in Hawaii. It's I
Mhm.
have 1,000 questions. We may have to do 12 shows. I'm not sure.
I work.
I really I have not hardly traveled in my lifetime, but
Mm.
back in the early 80s, probably about 84,
Mhm.
when my wife, God bless her, was still alive, we went as a church group
Oh,
to Hawaii. We
oh.
had a class of like 30 people, and about half of us, maybe a third, but quite a few went to Hawaii together.
Mhm.
And one of our members of our Bible study was from Molokai.
Oh, wow.
He was a native of Molokai itself. And
Wonderful.
which is, as I understand it, is a very Hawaiian place. It's not as
Really.
compromised,
Mhm.
uh, not to mention all the things that mainlanders have done to Hawaii. That's a nightmare. But anyway, so we went over. I had more fun there than probably any time in my life. That 1 week or 10 days, and I've always wanted to go back, but my health is so bad now I don't fly anymore. But
Mm.
I just loved it, and I always watch all the shows.
Right.
NCIS Hawaii just got canceled. I don't know if you know that. And
I didn't
Hawaii,
know.
I'm in TV, so you might imagine I'm a TV nut. Hawaii 5 has been canceled twice now. It
Right,
was at
right.
Paramount and got picked up by NBC, and they canceled it.
Mm.
So, if I may do an aside, because we're going to do two or three or five or seven shows, I don't, whatever you can stand. We can do more shows. We can do this every month, as far as I'm concerned, because you're lovely.
I'm
I've
on
gotten I've got
to
seven calls since we started talking to have people. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You get one of your autograph. What is it like to live in Hawaii and have all these? Because a lot of TV stuff, movies, TV series, one offs, documentaries, all happen around Hawaii. Is it a big deal, or you guys, as a native, you don't really notice it? Or,
some of the realtors actually work in the Hollywood. I have some of my colleagues in my office who are,
like,
I think, in the
spouses or,
Hollywood kind of a group,
yeah,
so that they do assist those actors and actresses and their directors and everybody. Every time they come in, they will just help them sell, help them purchase or to sell. Um, and some of them also on the other side, nothing to do with real estate, but they actually do join those groups so that they can work in the show. So there are
okay.
modeling agencies that you can sign up for. Apparently, I'm
Yeah.
not a part of it, so I don't know the details,
No,
but
no,
my
but
friends are telling
I
me.
hear standby work, just being in the background on a set, I mean, in
Right,
a shot,
right,
can be three to $500 just
yes,
to be somebody who walks through the shot as a background person or something.
right. Some of my friends have done it, and when you take a look at Facebook, they talk about it. It's like, oh, watch this show. I'll be there in the first 3 minutes or
Uh,
5 minutes of the show.
I
So
love it. I love it.
yeah,
We stayed on the. I want to say there's an island named Waikiki. Is that right or not?
Hmm? Waikiki is a town that we have on the island,
Town.
Oahu.
Anyway, one of the middle-sized islands that in the 80s was quieter, smaller, had a
Hmm.
small airport. We stayed there for a few days in a hotel.
Hmm.
My wife and I, kind of off from the group, And then the rest of the time we were in Honolulu, I think. But it was so much fun. Anyway, let me ask you a question number two out of six. Community groups, community activities, volunteerism. Are you active in that space or not? And if so, what are your favorites?
Do a lot of volunteer work in our community, as in the real estate community. I was
Right.
vice chair for Leeward Regional Group of Honolulu Board of Realtors. So basically
Okay.
educating our agents by hosting all the meetings that we have once a month. And
Okay.
we actually, to be in that position, we had like 36 meetings a year.
Real
uh,
three a month? Jeez.
there are quite a bit of them because we have to actually have the meeting, and then we have a planning meetings, and then we also have to go to the main Honolulu Board of Realtors to exchange information, and we have to get ourselves educated there too in order
Now, were
to.
you on the you were on the educational wing of the board of realtors, or how would you characterize that?
No, not really an educational board. We're more on the planning so that we can bring in people to educate our agents. So that's what I
Okay.
have done for about 4 years, and I have been on various different committees, mostly for charity and to give back to the community. So I have been on a
Okay.
board to give back to a nonprofit organization that we have here, uh, and also to look for realtors who have been very active in volunteering with for the community.
Okay. Do
And
you
then
have a favorite nonprofit or not?
I actually enjoy working with, well, I don't do that much, but I do like going to food bank here and there and just
Okay.
help them out. It's been really interesting, very fun. And the food bank, when we do packing of all those food to send to other islands and everything, we actually
Yeah.
come together, our company, different companies from different industries will just get
Okay.
together and just put all the food in
All
the
right.
boxes to send in. And within a short amount of time, we really focus on packing. And
Okay.
it's really fun.
All right. Yeah, I've done that here. We have one here called Second Harvest,
Hmm,
and I've went over there and packed groceries, and it is very rewarding to do.
absolutely.
Tell us both, and we've got about 8 minutes in the show left on this one show. We're going to do another one, but tell us one of the. We're going to do both of these, but do one and then the other.
Hmm.
Tell us a story of something horrific that happened in your real estate business, and then at some other point, tell us a story of something really happy and marvelous that happened in your
Well,
real
the
estate experience.
so being in this business, the horrible ones are the ones where I have to deal with assisting clients, happy family, beautiful family, and horrible experiences having to see my clients getting divorced, and end up
Right.
assisting. I mean, I really appreciate it, and I'm glad that I was able to help them transition over. But it's really sad to see the family
Yeah.
dynamics, and
Yeah.
um, that has been to me a horrible, sad, very sad event for me to
Now,
see,
what
especially when the
what
kids are
usually
involved.
what usually happens? The joke among the men folk, of course, is the wife gets the house, but is that normally true or not?
It's not necessarily in most cases I have gotten involved in two. First one, the spouse was very much depressed, so she could not do anything. Husband pretty much just left, and so we had to really encourage the spouse. She just could not. She was really fighting with depression for the longest time. So it was really. I mean, she is such a wonderful, fun person. Just
Right.
seeing that change.
Well,
Because of
that's
the
a big
event
life change. It's a
is.
big life change. So,
I understand there is a niche. marketing for divorce. I just can't do it. I'm a happy person from
No,
nature. So just seeing
okay.
that, people being sad and angry, and it's really hard for me to deal with.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
you also
No, I
have to be
believe.
extremely neutral, right in between the divorce. It's hard though,
Yeah,
because they both would have, you know, hard times sometimes.
issues and opinions and all the whole
Right,
rest of it.
right. Which is
So,
really hard to, you know, um, so that was the hardest. Well, every moment that I can actually provide the key to my clients is a wonderful occasion. and
right,
um and also to be able to make a call and tell my clients and say, hey, you just closing the property, congratulations to the new owner, or you no longer on a property here in Hawaii, and
right,
just a sigh of relief. But one of the most memorable one that I have is on the day of the closing. Gosh, this is back in maybe 2007, around that time frame. I gave the key to this family, younger family, and
right.
he told me that he was a Navy personnel. He told me that when he graduated from his high school, he didn't get along with his teacher, and his teacher had told him all sorts of horrible things to him. You're not gonna be anybody. You're nobody. Basically, that's what he was told.
Been there, done that. Yep.
And apparently the teacher told him that you will never be, anyone specific. You will never own a home. So he wanted me to take a picture of him in front of his home. He said, I really want to take this picture in front of my home in Hawaii and send it to my teacher. So I gladly took a picture of him, and he was
Very
actually
nice.
crying,
Oh,
crying the tears of his joy. And the
oh,
moment like that, it's
oh, wow.
priceless.
And
I was
when mainlanders come over there, to live, they've made some commitment to move from the mainland over to Hawaii.
really.
What is I have lots of questions about that, some of which we'll get to the next show. But
Okay.
one of my many questions about that is what states are they likely to come from?
There are a lot of people from California, that's for sure.
Okay.
I have worked with a
I
lot of people.
wonder why, because California is also nice. Why do you think they move? I know Hawaii is even nicer, but
Property tax is very expensive in California.
yeah, oh God. You don't even yeah, I've been here 50 years, 51 years now. So
Right.
wow, a lot from all right. What's the other main one or two states you would say?
I see a lot of people from Texas also.
Okay.
Um, Washington State.
Okay. Does anybody give a reason? Is there any kind of recurring reason or is it all individuated?
Well, the ones from California usually are investors for me. I'm pretty sure it changes depending on what kind of clientele that each
No,
one
no,
of the
but
realtors
they're
have.
not coming over there to live. They're coming over to buy some rental property.
Well, for my California clients are usually like that. But then
Yeah,
again, I also have a lot of military people who comes from all over the
everywhere,
United,
everywhere. Yeah.
right, everywhere. But
Okay.
people from like New York, Washington, D.C. area or California would likely be able to purchase a home here because of the equity that they have built in the previous home in the,
Right.
previous state. So,
Okay. All right. Now the other thing is, well, I guess I need to sign off pretty soon here. Uh, would it be okay with you? I should ask you this off camera, but I'm not the smartest knife in the drawer. So, would it be okay in the next show that if we talk about the NAR ruling that came up?
certainly.
You wouldn't mind talking about that?
Well, let's chat about it before we go to the air of exactly what question that you want to ask, because I
Oh,
also,
okay.
I'm not
Oh,
a one person.
So,
Author.
ladies and gentlemen, we have been visiting today with Etsuko Morita Fields, Thank you, God. And I'm not even Presbyterian. I can still do that. uh, let's see. So yeah, we're visiting today with Etsuko, and we're going to do at least one more show. And we'll talk to you guys later. This will be on the channel as show number 1. So just look for both of them. We'll see you in a little while. Bye bye, folks. Talk to you
Okay,
soon.
thank you very much, Mark.
Yes, thank you.